Good question.
Yeah.
Let me be frank with you, right? So you're right. We're in Cherrybrook, which is, a well-to-do off suburb with a well-renowned school. That's how it is,
In fact, yeah.
There are a bunch of other schools around here that are similar, public schools, Cheltenham, Killara, etc., right? But in my video, what I was trying to show, and it was a perfect time actually, it was when our school was having a lot of renovations. And you can see demountables on the basketball court in the video. You can see a library that's barely even completed, right? It was actually part of the message was quite a fluke, because it's showing that, they're not perfect. Obviously, they're not perfect, public schools. They probably never will be perfect. And the reason is that, at the end of the day, you have to respect a parent's decision to, if they have the funds, send their kids to a school with a lot of funding, private schools, etc. Right? You have to respect that. But I think there is so much value in public education, and we can get rid of that stigma if we just sort of treat it as something better. If we can incentivize those kids that are going to selective or private schools to come to their local high school, it will inevitably drive the value of that school up, because they will do well, right? Whereas if all the local kids are going to other schools, well, who's left, right? And, it's inevitable. Okay, so how do we change that stigma? There's a lot of different solutions. I have maybe one more controversial idea, which I can probably relate with you.
Yeah.
I believe that there shouldn't be a bajillion selective schools in the state. I think that there should be a handful for the absolutely brilliant-minded who need it, that push. And everything else, apart from the private schools, should be comprehensive public schools that are diverse with all kinds of different intellect and priorities. That's how you build a great school, right? As I say, though, if we've got these selective schools that are driving kids away from that community, local community, then you get the result of the stigma, oh, no, I'm not going to send them to the local public school because look who's there, right? So, yeah, it comes out of community. This is the thing that I keep rambling on about. But if you can keep that community sort of tight-knit, it doesn't have to be tight-knit, but just sort of strong, and you incentivize going to your local public school, it makes it stronger.